And now, slightly later than scheduled, let's go live to Studio G as we ask you, the viewer at home, to guess the male nipple.
Guess the male nipple with your host, Jack Little.
Thank you, Jed, and welcome one and all to the game show that broke Twitch, Guess the Male Nipple, where we show you a nipple and you have to tell us who it belongs to. So let's go over and meet tonight's contestants. It's chat! It's chat. Oh, we didn't zero the scores from last week. How's that? That's better. Welcome, chat. I believe this is your second time now at Studio G to compete in Guess the Male Nipple. Are you nervous or are you getting used to it now, chat? I can see you're raring to go with the guesses, but we're not going to take any guesses yet. It's not Douglas Hurd. Stop it. You're a little bit nervous. That's okay. That's why we do the pre-show, and that's the pre-show interview, and that's why we have this little bit of chit-chat at the top of the show to still nervous. I'm mildly sweating. Okay. Well, I understand you've got a very interesting story about a rather funny story about something that happened recently when you went shopping. So what's the story there? I can't wait to hear this. Just in your own time and in your own words, just that amusing story you shared with me in the pre-show interview. Any of you about the funny thing that happened to you while you were shopping. Ulrich, yes, I just bought all my shopping and I realised I forgot my shopping bags. Oh, my word. Your face must have been very red, but not as red as the owner of tonight's Mystery Nipple when they find out that they've been featured on Guess the Male Nipple. So, without further ado, let's go over and look at the game board and get rid of that. And let's bring up that frame now. What are they playing for, Jed? Hang on. Now that's interesting, isn't it? It's happened again. I think voice attack might have slipped off of something. What are they playing for, Jed? Oh, you've not started yet. Fine. What are you playing for, Jed? Oh, what are they playing for, Jed? We'll come back to it. What are they playing for, Jed? One house point. He's no better, is he? He's no better. I thought after last week's Farrago? Is that a word? Farrago. I'd have thought after the last Farrago, he might have bucked his ideas up. Apparently not. Yes, you will ultimately play for one house point. You could, if you manage to guess it right now. Let's have another look. It's not on the screen. If you get it and it's not even on the screen, you get 3 house points. You get 3. Welcome in, Cyprus. You get 3 house points. DeForest Kelly, Richard Whiteley, Carl McLachlan, Jimmy. It's never going to be him, Nicky. Bill Murray, Hunter Biden, Noel Edmonds. He's wrong because it's 2 at this point. It's not, Matty. It's 3. Owen Wilson. Wow. Morgan Freeman. Wow. Rob Van Dam, Chuck D, Peter Graves. Wow. Jason Segel, Julius Caesar, Chuck Norris, John Hurt, Mark Lawrence. We're going to bring the nipple on. I don't think you're there. So come on now. Let's have a look at it. There it is. What a nipple. It's very ovoid tonight. Now, if you guess it now, just on the sight of it, you go home tonight with not 1 house point, but 2 house points. Is it Colin Mockery? It's not Colin Mockery. Douglas Hurd? Still not Douglas Hurd. Hillary Clinton? No. Jack Lemmon? No. It's not your dad, Nicky. We actually, because of an NDA, we're not actually allowed to reveal who Nicky Dangerous's father is. But as easy as it would be to acquire an image of his nipple, we are legally prevented from using it. Lord Nelson, Idris Elba, Samuel L. Jackson, Walter Matthau, Dwayne Johnson, Carl Urban, Eddie Murphy, Simon Le Bon, Sean Connery. I can tell you now, you're all wrong. I'll give you a closer look. I'll give you a little. I'll get you a little closer in on that nip. There it is. What a beauty. Vladimir Putin. It's not Vladimir Putin, the famous Russian elective dictator. He's a dictator, isn't he? Let's be fair. Willem Dafoe, no. Jason Statham, Denzel Washington, Ali Campbell, Lawrence Fishburne, Jermaine Defoe, Neil Patrick Harris. It's not Smash or Peas. Sidney Poitier. I'm going to have to start turning these things off. Is it Chris Nowinski? No. Is it Martin Landau? No. Jamie Foxx? No. Harvey Keitel? No. I'm going to have 3 more guesses, and then we're going to go to clues. Which is the only key joining in with Smash or Peas, using his amazing psychic powers. You don't even get that. Is it Terence Stamp's nipple? No. Is it Jamie Theakston's nipple? It's not. Let's give you a clue. Oh, 2005. Now I should explain. If there anybody new to guess the male nipple, each clue, the nipple usually belongs to somebody who works in the creative industries. So each clue relates to a project that they are associated with. The year is the year that it came out, and the colours relates to colours associated with some form of artwork attached to that project. So if it was a musician, this might be an album that came out in 2005, and those are the colours that appeared on the sleeve. As an example. So, who have we got? Chris Rock, Marlon Brando, Kneel Before Zod. Is it Kiefer Sutherland? No. Donald Trump? Michael Caine? No. Chris Jericho? Matt Bellamy? Brandon Flowers? Kanye West? Nathan Fillion? George Clooney? John Cena? Pete? We're definitely not doing P. Diddy. Hulk Hogan. I'm going to give you 3 more clues and 3 more guesses, and then we're going to reveal clue number 2. We are going to get some attention loop here. We've been watching a lot of game shows, and a lot of game shows have a tension loop. If there's a protracted guessing sequence, they have some guessing music. So we're going to sort that out. Tobey Maguire, no. Nelly, no. Ed Sheeran, no. Smack bottom for Nicky. Is it Tom Selleck? No. We've done Tom Selleck. Eddie Murphy, no. Alan Tudyk, no. Is it Bob Godfrey? No. Is it Roger Howard? Daniel Craig? That was more than 3. Here's another clue. 2009 and some more colours. Is it Bob the Builder? It's not Bob the Builder. I should point out. I should point out that the nipple owner is always a real person, and much as we love Bob the Builder, he is a fictional character. Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, Burt Reynolds, Chiwetel Ejiofor. It's not Bob the Builder. Freddie's just trying to throw terrible pronunciation names at me. Adam Baldwin. I mean, it's my pronunciation that's terrible. I'm the one at fault. Sam A. Worthington. Clyde Sinclair. Sam Worthington. That's better. It's not him. Father Christmas. Hate to break it to you. Oscar Isaac, but it's not Santa. Stephen Lang. Have you been watching Serenity by chance? Writes Freddie D. Writes Nighttime Blues to Freddie Dinger. Is it Mike Myers? It's not Mike Myers. Mike Myers. We threw this up onto YouTube last week's episode, and we're probably going to be doing that on an ongoing basis. What YouTube does now is it pops up this little thing at the bottom with faces of people who are mentioned in the video. Nobody needs that. It's still not Chris Rock. The only film I can think of is I see. Zachary Quinto. It's not. I'm going to give you clue number 3. Clue number 3. It might all hinge on this one clue. 2018. And a whole lot of sort of brown tones there. Is it Christian Bale? It's not Christian Bale. Timothy Spall, Giovanni Ribisi, Chris Pine, CCH Pounder. No. I might have said something rude there and not know. That Dalton bloke, we can only take names and gnomes, apparently. Christian Cage, Timothy Dalton, no. Chris Hemsworth, no. It's a tough one. It's a tough little... Liam Hemsworth, no. Not Liam Hemsworth, no. Again, nothing I say is a clue. You see, cards on the table. What's going on here is you're trying to guess. Your goal here is to guess who it is. And my goal is to make this segment last for as long as possible. Just so we're all clear on where we stand. Will we have heard of this nipple owner? Probably. Cillian Murphy? It's not. Is it Spike Lee? No. David Tennant? No. Which is the only key is now sat down. Ice-T? It's not Ice-T. Dwayne The Rock Johnson? It's not Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Luke Hemsworth? It's not Luke Hemsworth. It's not Ice Cube? No. Dexter Fletcher? It was Dexter Fletcher last week. We're not the kind of people that would put the same person on two weeks in a row. We're not that evil. Well, we are. It's just we've not got around to it yet. Vanilla Ice. It's not Vanilla Ice. Stephen Baldwin. No, not Stephen Baldwin. Liam Gallagher. It's not Liam Gallagher. Billy Baldwin. No. Mickey Rourke. No. Any Baldwin. I don't think I know that one. Let's give you another one. Oh, there we go. 2008. 2008 and some colours. Any... I think this one's probably the most recognisable clue going. But we were so spurned, we were so saddened by how quickly Dexter Fletcher went last stream that we're sort of we're taking no hostages. Is it Ron Perlman? It's not Ron Perlman. I'm now intensely curious to know what Ron Perlman's nipples look like. Is it Harrison Ford? It's not Harrison Ford. Is it John Boyega? It's not John Boyega. What's up, Plankton? Plankton thinks he knows who it is. Danny Dyer? It's not Danny Dyer. Is it Shia LaBeouf? It's not Shia LaBeouf. Superstar cannibal. Shia LaBeouf. It's not Ryan Reynolds. No. Is it the guy from the Fast Furious? Again, we need names. A lot of people are in those movies. Is it Noel Clark? No. Bob Mortimer? No. For making the nipple harder. Oh, I see. I thought you'd tweaked. I thought you'd worked it out. Is it Van Diesel? It's not Van Diesel. Paul Walker? It's not Paul Walker. Nothing I say is a clue. Domestic abuser, Shia LaBeouf. Indeed. But, if we can forgive Mike Tyson, I think we can forgive Shia LaBeouf. Is it Jason Statham? It's not Jason Statham. I'm glad no one else knows how to spell Diesel. Yeah, so you say. I've absolutely no idea. Yeah, wait, what did Mike... Oh, Mike Tyson went to jail for rape. I have not forgiven. I know. I just don't get. Sorry to bring it down. I know we're in the middle of a light-hearted game show. What's the deal with Mike Tyson? And it's not even that, you know, the media at large has forgiven him. It's like it doesn't even get talked about. It's so strange. See? That's because it doesn't get talked about. It's like, has he got a super injection? Nobody can get a super injection for that, surely. And that's only in the UK. Clive Owen, Jimi Hendrix. Still yeah. So every time he moves, he has to go around and introduce himself. Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. I hate the fact that people gloss over everything. It's bizarre. And he bit that bloke's ear and all. I know, he did. Do you want another clue? Let's have another clue. Now, ordinarily, the fifth clue is, this is really obvious. How could I have been this foolish? It's like the last frame in Framed, where it's like a picture of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. There you go, 2013. Probably his biggest film in the UK. Jack Black, Ving Rhames, Evander Holyfield. Nope. That's ruined my evening. Oh, I'm sorry. But, you know, it's for the greater good, isn't it? Gerard Butler, no. You're stumped. I can tell you're stumped. I will say this, it's not very helpful, but I think you're in the right ballpark for this being an actor rather than anything else. Rampage Jackson, Dwayne Johnson, Henry Cavill, no. Ryan Gosling, no. Eric Bana, no. As the tree said to the lumberjack, I'm stumped. As the tree said to the lumberjack, what are you doing? Ringo Starr, George Clooney, Joaquin Phoenix, no. Eddie Redmayne, Mike Myers, no. Edward Norton, no. Okay. Let's do some clues on some clues. How's that? Is it Terence Trent D'Arby? No. Bryan Cranston? No. Taron Egerton? Oh, I wish it was. Kevin Spacey? It's not Kevin Spacey. Channing Tatum? Millstone Barn? It's not Millstone Barn. Chris Pine? It's not. I will say that 2018, that film is I suppose we'd call it a costume drama to some extent. It's a period piece. Sean Connery, no. It's less brown, more sepia tone, that one, I would say. Matthew McConaughey, no. To be honest, I don't watch movies. Oh, they're great. They're like really long stories that are filmed. Colin Firth, no. Keanu Reeves, no. Johnny Depp, no. Dev Patel, no. What? Yeah, I'm sorry, Millstone. We were going to use your nipple, but we decided against in the end. Because as soon as that first clue comes up and it's Lotus Green, everyone's just going to get it. Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's not. Can you explain the clues mechanism again, please? Right, so how it works is the nipple owner is usually working in the creative industries. So each clue relates to a creative work that they are associated with. The year being the year that creative work came out or was released. And the colour relates to attendant artwork about that creative work. So if it's an actor, there'd be a film poster. If it was a recording artist, it would be an album cover, perhaps. That's how the clues work. Adam Driver, Johnny Depp, Chiwetel Ejiofor. No, it's still not him. Nick Cage. You just like me trying to say it. Adam Sandler, Tyler Perry, Chris Pine. It's not. Okay. This might be too easy. Okay, so 2013. He is playing his most famous character Yeah, no, I'm just going to leave it there, I think. He's playing his most famous character in 2013. Is it Buzz Aldrin, Alexander Armstrong, Lonesome Pine, Chris Pine, Tyler Pine? I should be reading these from the top, really. Nick Cage, Adam Sandler. No, none of those. None of those. Buzz Aldrin, of course, perhaps best known for punching out the he punched out that moon landing conspiracy. So everyone was like, "Yay!" And then he came out for Trump in the 2024 election, and it was like, nah. It's not Harrison Ford. It's not Robert Downey Jr., but Robert Downey Jr. was in one of the films that is on the board. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That's also ruined my evening. I hate knowing stuff. Sorry. But it's important, isn't it? Kevin Keegan or Keenan. No, it's neither of those. Nicholas Hoult. No. Benedict Cumberbatch. No. Doctor Strange. No. Willem Dafoe. Doctor Strange is a fictional character played by Mike Myers, and it is not him. Okay, it's a British actor. It's a British actor. Keenan Ivory Wayans. It's not. I'm enjoying tonight. Isn't this lovely? This is the perfect stream as far as I'm concerned. You posting celebrity names in chat and me just going, no, it's not them. It's not them. Sorry, let's back to that. Simon Pegg, no. Daniel Radcliffe, no. Jude Law, no. Tom Hardy, no. Nick Cave, I'm doing it again. Michael Caine, no. Patrick Stewart, no. Nick Cave is he's more Australian. I would think of him as an Australian man. I know he lives in Brighton. I think he did until very recently. Boris Johnson, no. Lone Grufford, Gary Oldman, Peter Levy, Paul Bettany, Gary Newman, no. The closest guess so far is Simon Pegg. I would argue. It's not his best friend, Nick Frost. It's not his best friend, Tom Cruise, either. Is it Peter Serafinovich? It's not Peter Serafinovich. I don't think I've seen Peter Serafinovich's nipples. Not even in Junkies. And you think if there's a project where he got his nins out, it was probably going to be Junkies. It's not David Frost, perhaps best known for the Frost Report. Tom Cruise, no. Is it his worst enemy? No. Pierce Brosnan, Ralph Fiennes, Martin Freeman. Tom Cruise, no. He was in a TV show which in America was cut down to a film. And there was another element of that clue. What was it? James McAvoy? Simon Burt? No. Oh, yes. And the film and the TV series shares a name with a 1970s sexploitation movie. No, it doesn't. Sorry, no, it doesn't. Sorry, forget that. That last bit. Edgar Wright's not Edgar Wright. Carol Spinney, no. John Boyega, no. Frank Oz, perhaps best known for voicing Miss Piggy and Yoda with the same voice. John Sim, it's not John Sim. Okay. So the character that he played in the 2013 film, he's most known for playing on television. So it's the first time that we'd seen that character in a motion picture. Is it David Gray? I'm basically telling you who it is now, and should never reach this point. Jeremy Renner? No. David Gray? No. Ricky Gervais? Certainly not. We're 5 minutes away from Jack just telling us his initials. Yeah. It's really interesting. I could give you their initials in the phonetic alphabet. His name rhymes with... It was Benedict Cumberbatch. No, it wasn't. Freddie Dingo says, is it Steve Coogan? Well, let's have a look, shall we? It was Steve Coogan. Congratulations, Freddie Dingo. You've just won yourself 1 house point. How do you feel? How do you feel? Well, I never. Good game, Freddie. Finally, indeed. Thank the good Lord that's over. Who is Steve Coogan? Who is Steve Coogan? He played Stan Laurel in the Laurel and Hardy film Stan and Ollie. How do you not? Yeah, the parole officer. Brilliant. We were going to do that as a clue. The parole officer. I thought, no, maybe not. We were spoilt for choice. He was in 80 Days Around the World, Christopher Robin. That was the hardest nipple ever. I know, but he's so famous. He's so famous. Is that really the colours for Alpha Papa? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. Yeah. So, he played Tony Wilson in, 24-Hour Party People. Mrs. Dingo, hello there. How are you doing? Great movie. Mrs. Dingo says, I've got to tell you, I literally jumped up and down. What, because you were right? Or because you were angry at how difficult it was this week? It's Get Kirsty in. It's Kirsty, get in. I've not seen it. Hang on, what? I'm just going to get the clues up because I can't remember all of these famous films that this famous man has been in. The running joke, by the way, to some extent, the running joke, Christopher Robin, is that he's a much loved comedy actor over here, but he's constantly trying to break America with film acting, and It's odd sort of thing where it's like, oh, it's about to happen. It doesn't quite happen. Oh, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Philomena. Oh, it's going to happen. It doesn't really happen. Stan and Ollie. Oh, this is it now. It's not really happened. It's not really happened. Very odd. It's very odd. Because he's good. You know, it's not like he's not good. He's good. What am I doing? Why am I there? Who am I? Okay, so yeah, clue 1 was, of course, Tristram Shandy, A Cock and Bull Story. How could you not get that one? Come on, we've been reading the bloody book for years. He needs to join Scientology. Yeah, that's what's holding him back. A lack of gullibility. His finest role, the no one died guy in the day-to-day. Story time. In the middle of let's do that. We are gonna do this. Okay. Story time. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. That is gonna happen. That's our little bit of. We always like to start story time with a little bit of yodeling. Peas. Smash. Oh, peas, that was. Peas.
I was tired of going to acting class and giving 150% of myself to all the jobs that I did, and then having to work with people that really didn't care or were more interested in their image or were more interested in where their next, magazine cover was coming from rather than the acting as a craft.
Jackie Little, Jack Little, ha, ho.
So out of time you wasted, the life and opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling Your Honour the story of the... Hang on. I'm using the wrong voice because of the horn. No way. Yes. We get the idea. The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. I'm just going to start again whenever there's an interruption, if that's okay with you. If you're going to interrupt with the horn, you can at least do it via a subscription. The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy. The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling Your Honour the story of the King of Bohemia. Bohemia, said my Uncle Toby, musing a long time. What became of that story, Trim? We lost it, and please, Your Honour, somehow betwixt us, but Your Honour was as free from love then as I am. 'Twas just whilst thou wentst off with a wheelbarrow with Mrs. Wadman, quoth my Uncle Toby.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
I think he can hear you, Ray.
The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling Your Honour the story of the King of Bohemia.
The crab joke.
I was worried I was going to get fired from my job at the crab farm, but in the end they just moved me sideways. The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling Your Honour the story of the King of Bohemia. Bohemia, says my Uncle Toby, musing a long time. What became of that story, Trim? We lost it, and please, Your Honour, somehow betwixt us. But Your Honour was as free from love then as I am. It was just whilst thou wentst off with a wheelbarrow. With Mrs. Wadman, quoth my Uncle Toby. She has left a ball here, added my Uncle Toby, pointing to his breast. She can no more, and please, Your Honour, stand a siege. The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love.
And did that work?
No, but it was a brilliant idea.
In what sense was it brilliant?
Oh, we know that doesn't work. We won't be trying that again.
The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling Your Honour the story of the King of Bohemia. Bohemia, said my Uncle Toby, musing a long time. What became of that story, Trim? We lost it, and please, Your Honour, somehow betwixt us. But Your Honour was as free from love then as I am. 'Twas just whilst thou wentst off with the wheelbarrow with Mrs. Wadman, quoth my Uncle Toby. She has left a ball here, added my Uncle Toby, pointing to his breast. She can no more, please, Your Honour, stand a siege than she can fly, cried the corporal. But as we are neighbours, Trim, the best way, I think, is to let her know it civilly first, quoth my Uncle Toby. Now, if I might presume, said the corporal, to differ from Your Honour. Why else do I talk to thee, Trim, said my Uncle Toby mildly, but I would begin and please Your Honour with making a good thundering attack upon her in return, and telling her civilly afterwards, for if she knows anything of Your Honour's being in love beforehand, Lord help her, she knows no more at present of it. She knows no more at present of it, Trim, said my Uncle Toby, than the child unborn, precious souls. Mrs. Wadman had told it with all its circumstances to Mrs. Bridget 24 hours before, and was at that very moment sitting in council with her, touching some slight misgivings with regard to the issue of the affair, which the devil, who never lies dead in a ditch, had put into her head, before he would allow half-term to get quietly through her today. I'm terribly afraid,
said Widow Wadman, in case I should marry him, Bridget, that the poor captain will not enjoy his health with the monstrous wound upon his groin. It may not, madam, be so very large, replied Bridget, as you think, and I believe.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
Freddie. The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling... The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Volume 8, Chapter 28. In love, said the corporal. Your Honour was very well the day before yesterday when I was telling Your Honour the story of the King of Bohemia. Bohemia, said Michael Toby, musing a long time. What became of that story, Trim? We lost it and please Your Honour somehow betwixt us, but Your Honour was as free from love then as I am. 'Twas just whilst thou wentst off with the wheelbarrow, with Mrs. Wadman, quoth Michael Toby. She has left a ball here, added Michael Toby, pointing to his breast. She can no more, and please Your Honour, stand a siege than she can fly, cried the corporal. But as we are neighbours, Trim, the best way, I think, is to let her know it civilly first, quoth Michael Toby. Now, if I might presume, said the corporal, to differ from Your Honour. Why else do I talk to thee, Trim, said Michael Toby, mildly. Then I would begin, please Your Honour, with making a good thundering attack upon her, in return, and telling her civilly afterwards. For if she knows anything of Your Honour's being in love beforehand, Lord help her. She knows no more at present of it, Trim, said Michael Toby, than the child unborn. Precious souls. Mrs. Wadman had told it with all its circumstances to Mrs. Bridget 24 hours before, and was at that very moment sitting in council with her, touching some slight misgivings with regard to the issue of the affair, which the devil, who never lies dead in a ditch, had put into her head, before he would allow half time to get quietly through her Te Deum. I'm terribly afraid, said Widow Wadman, in case I should marry him, Bridget, that the poor captain will not enjoy his health, with a monstrous wound upon his groin. It may not, madam, be so very large, replied Bridget, as you think. And I believe, besides, added she, that 'tis dried up. I would like to know, merely for his sake, said Mrs. Wadman. We'll know the long and the broad of it in 10 days, answered Mrs. Bridget. For whilst the captain is paying his addresses to you, I'm confident Mr. Trim will be for making love to me, and I'll let him as much as he will, added Bridget, to get it all out of him. The measures were taken at once, and my Uncle Toby and the corporal went on with theirs. Now, quoth the corporal, setting his left hand akimbo, and giving such a flourish with his right as just promised success, and no more, if your honour will give me leave to lay down the plan of this attack. Thou wilt please me by it, Trim, said Michael Toby, exceedingly. And, as I foresee thou must act in it as my aide-de-camp, here's a crown, corporal, to begin with, to steep thy commission. Then, and please your honour, said the corporal, making a bow first for his commission, we will begin with getting your honour's laced clothes out of the great campaign trunk to be well aired, and have the blue and gold taken up at the sleeves, and I'll put your white ramily wig fresh into pipes, and send for a tailor to have your honour's thin scarlet breeches turned. I'd better take the red plush ones, quoth Michael Toby. They will be too clumsy, said the corporal. I think we learned a lot about each other just then, didn't we? But before we wrap up, there's one more thing that we have to do.
You're fond of me, lobster.
And it is this. Congratulations on winning that house point, Freddie Dingo. Well done.
No! Don't encourage that!
And Curtin's quite enjoyed hearing the word breast again. He's married. Take care, Osric. Sorry I missed you leaving. That's all we got time for on Guess the Male Nipple tonight. Thanks for those who joined me. Congratulations once more to Freddie Dingo for that sterling success. If you would like another go at guessing a nipple, we will be back on Tuesday. We'll be back next Tuesday at around about 8:30. I hope you can join us then. But until then, it's goodbye from all of us at Studio G. Take care. Tatty bye. Oh no, that's really funny actually, because, you know, when we had that huge meeting after last week's show, and I made it very clear that we were not to turn the lights out until I'd left the podium, the exact same thing's happened again, hasn't it? I'm beginning to wonder if you wish me ill. I'm just going to stand here. I'm just going to stand here until the lights come back on.